Thank you for joining us today. The insurance industry has created tremendous opportunities for agents, agencies, and insurance marketing organizations for decades. But the marketplace is changing. Business owners today need more than insurance. They need guidance. They need risk management. They need capital readiness. They need access to funding. And they need business support that extends beyond a policy. That creates both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge is that many agents are still competing for the same commission dollars in an increasingly crowded marketplace. The opportunity is that business owners are asking for more. More advice, more solutions, more value. That's where RiskReady OS comes in. RiskReady OS is not an insurance platform. It is capital readiness infrastructure. Its purpose is to help businesses become more prepared for growth, funding, acquisitions, mergers, and institutional opportunities. For insurance marketing organizations, that creates a powerful opportunity. Agents can continue doing what they already do best while expanding their ability to serve business owners in new ways. Today, I'll show you how RiskReady OS helps organizations move beyond an insurance-only model and into an infrastructure-driven model designed for the future. Because the future is not simply insurance. The future is insurance plus infrastructure. Most insurance marketing organizations are fighting three ongoing battles: recruiting quality agents, retaining productive agents, and increasing revenue per client. Those challenges aren't new. The industry has dealt with them for years. The problem is that many agents still depend almost entirely on three sources of income: new policy commissions, renewal commissions, and recruiting. When those are the only revenue sources available, income can become unpredictable. One month is strong, the next month is slow. That inconsistency creates frustration, and frustration often creates turnover. The result is what many organizations experience every year. Agents are recruited. Agents are trained. Agents leave. Then the cycle starts all over again. At the same time, business owners are becoming more sophisticated. They need more than insurance. They need funding guidance, risk management, growth strategies, capital readiness, artificial intelligence implementation, and operational support. Yet many agents are still limited to a single solution: insurance. So the question becomes, what happens when agents can create value beyond the policy? What happens when the business relationship becomes larger than the insurance transaction? That's the opportunity we're exploring today. One of the biggest challenges facing insurance marketing organizations isn't recruiting, it's retention. Every year, organizations invest significant time and resources in developing agents: training, support, leadership, mentorship, technology. Yet many agents leave within their first few years. Why? Usually not because they lack talent. Usually because the business model itself creates pressure. Agents face prospecting fatigue. Lead flow can be inconsistent. Income can fluctuate dramatically. And many agents have very few ways to generate revenue outside of insurance production. When income becomes unstable, people begin looking for alternatives. The cost isn't just financial. Turnover costs momentum. It costs culture. And it limits organizational growth. That's why I believe many agents don't leave companies. They leave models that fail to create enough opportunity. The real question isn't, how do we recruit more agents? The better question is, how do we help agents create more value, more income, and more reasons to stay? That's where RiskReady OS begins changing the conversation.
RiskReady OS is capital readiness infrastructure. It's designed to help businesses become stronger, more valuable, and better prepared for growth opportunities. Most business owners understand they need insurance. Many understand they need funding. Some understand risk management, but very few understand how all of those pieces work together to create a business that is truly ready for growth. RiskReady OS helps bridge that gap. The platform helps businesses become capital-ready, meaning they improve their financial positioning, documentation, credibility, and readiness for capital opportunities. It helps businesses become acquisition-ready, meaning they develop the structure and value needed to become attractive acquisition candidates. It helps businesses become merger-ready, meaning they align operations and systems to support strategic growth. And ultimately, it helps businesses become institutionally deployable, prepared to meet the standards expected by lenders, investors, and institutional decision-makers. For insurance marketing organizations, this matters because it creates additional opportunities to serve clients. The advisor relationship becomes deeper, the value becomes greater, and the opportunity expands beyond the policy itself. Let's talk about something that rarely gets discussed. Most agents don't struggle because they can't sell. Most agents struggle because they're expected to become marketers. Think about everything agents are responsible for today: finding prospects, creating content, posting on social media, running advertisements, building landing pages, generating leads, following up, maintaining visibility, and somehow finding time to serve clients. That's an enormous workload. In many cases, success depends less on professional expertise and more on marketing ability. An agent can be incredibly knowledgeable, but if nobody sees them, nobody calls them. And if nobody calls them, they never get the opportunity to demonstrate their expertise. That's one of the biggest flaws in today's model. We've taken highly trained professionals and forced them to spend a significant amount of their time trying to become marketers. The result is frustration. The result is inconsistency. And the result is that many talented professionals struggle to grow. When you look at everything required to generate visibility today, it becomes clear. This isn't really what most agents signed up to do. They wanted to help clients, build relationships, and solve problems. Instead, many find themselves trapped in a never-ending marketing cycle. In many cases, it's not a business model, it's a burden. If marketing is one of the biggest challenges facing agents today, then the obvious question becomes, who builds the infrastructure? Traditionally, every agent is expected to create their own system, their own content, their own visibility, their own funnels, their own lead generation process, their own follow-up systems. That approach is expensive, it's time-consuming, and for many agents, it's difficult to sustain consistently. RiskReady OS was designed to address that problem. Instead of every consultant building everything from scratch, the platform creates a shared visibility ecosystem. The objective is straightforward: generate awareness, generate engagement, generate opportunities, and connect qualified prospects with certified consultants. To support that objective, RiskReady OS provides several key infrastructure components: continuous content distribution, multi-platform visibility, lead funnel infrastructure, free trial acquisition systems, business client evaluations, consultant positioning, referral routing, and subscriber conversion systems. Think about the difference this creates. Instead of spending most of their day trying to attract attention, consultants can spend more time working with actual business owners. Instead of constantly worrying about where the next prospect will come from, they can focus on delivering value. Infrastructure doesn't eliminate effort, but it can dramatically improve efficiency. And that's exactly what RiskReady OS is designed to do. The Distributed Impression Network, or DIN, is the visibility engine behind RiskReady OS. At its core, DIN is designed to solve a simple problem. Most professionals struggle to create enough visibility consistently. DIN approaches visibility differently. Instead of relying entirely on one person, one profile, or one platform, it distributes content across a coordinated network of assets: articles, videos, short-form content, social media, podcasts, guides, educational materials, and business-oriented content. The goal isn't simply posting more. The goal is creating repeated exposure. Repeated exposure creates familiarity. Familiarity creates trust. Trust creates engagement. And engagement creates opportunity. As DIN expands visibility, several things begin to happen. Brand awareness increases. Business owners become more familiar with RiskReady OS. Click-through activity increases. Free trial participation increases. And consultant opportunities increase. This is important because many agents rely on referrals, cold outreach, or personal prospecting as their primary growth strategy. Those methods can work, but they're often difficult to scale. DIN adds another layer, a visibility layer, one designed to create ongoing marketplace awareness. More impressions, more engagement, more opportunities. All powered by infrastructure. This is one of the most important slides in the entire presentation. RiskReady OS does not replace insurance. It complements insurance. Agents keep 100% of their insurance commissions, 100% of their overrides, and 100% of their renewals. Nothing about RiskReady OS changes that. Insurance remains the foundation. What RiskReady OS does is expand the opportunities surrounding the client relationship. Think about a business owner. Insurance may solve one important need, but it rarely solves every need. That same business owner may also need funding, risk assessments, growth planning, credit improvement, artificial intelligence implementation, or capital readiness guidance. RiskReady OS allows consultants to participate in a broader business conversation, not instead of insurance, alongside insurance. This distinction is critical. We are not asking agents to abandon what they've built. We're helping them build on top of it. The objective isn't replacement. The objective is expansion. More value for the client, more opportunities for the consultant, and a stronger overall business relationship. RiskReady OS is built around two primary client acquisition systems. Together, these systems create multiple entry points into the ecosystem. The first is the business client funnel. This begins with a business owner. The business owner completes a risk assessment. That assessment leads to a capital readiness evaluation. The evaluation often leads to a consulting engagement. And during that process, additional opportunities are frequently identified, including insurance opportunities. In this model, insurance becomes one part of a larger advisory relationship. The second system is the subscriber funnel. This begins with visibility generated through DIN. A prospect encounters RiskReady OS content. They visit a landing page. They enter a free trial. They become a subscriber. And when additional support is needed, they can be connected with a certified consultant. Notice what makes these systems powerful. One originates from direct business engagement. The other originates from platform-driven visibility. Together, they create multiple pathways into the ecosystem. Two systems, one platform. More opportunities, more value. Traditional business development places an enormous burden on the individual agent. The agent must create content, generate leads, market services, maintain visibility, follow up with prospects, and then somehow still find time to serve clients. The result is often frustration and inconsistency. RiskReady OS shifts that dynamic. The platform focuses on visibility, awareness, lead generation, and conversion support. The consultant focuses on what they do best, serving clients, providing advice, delivering solutions, and building relationships. That's a very different use of time. Instead of trying to become a full-time marketer, the consultant becomes a trusted advisor. Instead of chasing attention, they focus on creating value. Instead of spending every day wondering where the next opportunity will come from, They can spend more time helping business owners solve real problems. The result is a more productive professional, a stronger client relationship, and a business model built around expertise rather than constant promotion. Because ultimately, clients don't hire advisors because they post content. They hire advisors because they solve problems. RiskReady OS is designed to help consultants spend more time doing exactly that. One of the biggest limitations in the traditional insurance model is that many agencies only monetize a small portion of the client relationship. A business owner may purchase a policy, the commission is earned, and the relationship often centers around that single transaction. But business owners face far more challenges than insurance alone can solve. They need commercial insurance. They need key person protection. They need buy-sell planning. They often need access to capital. They may need credit improvement. They may need operational consulting. They may need risk assessments. And increasingly, many are seeking guidance on artificial intelligence implementation and business modernization. The reality is that business owners are constantly making decisions that impact growth, profitability, risk, and long-term value. Those decisions create opportunities. The traditional model monetizes insurance. RiskReady OS monetizes the broader business relationship. This doesn't diminish the importance of insurance. In fact, it often strengthens it. When an advisor becomes involved in more areas of a client's business, trust deepens. The relationship becomes stronger, and additional opportunities naturally emerge. The advisor moves from being viewed as a product provider to being viewed as a strategic resource. That's a powerful position to occupy, because the deeper the relationship, the more opportunities exist to create value for both the client and the advisor. Whenever discussing opportunity, it's important to stay grounded in realistic assumptions. That's exactly what this example is intended to demonstrate. Let's assume an advisor develops relationships with 48 business clients, and let's assume those same efforts result in 48 RiskReady OS subscribers. Nothing extraordinary, nothing unrealistic, just a manageable client base developed over time. Under those assumptions, consulting retainers could generate approximately $115,200 annually. Insurance-related revenue could contribute approximately $49,440 annually. RiskReady OS commissions could add approximately $28,080 annually. That alone produces more than $219,000 in annual revenue potential. And notice what's not included. No funding referrals, no credit-related referrals, no artificial intelligence implementation opportunities, no marketplace opportunities. Those additional services may create further revenue opportunities depending on the consultant's activity and client needs. The purpose of this example isn't to promise income. The purpose is to demonstrate something much more important. Small client counts can produce meaningful economic outcomes when multiple services are available within the relationship. That's the power of diversification. More value delivered, more opportunities created, and greater revenue potential from the same client base. Let's compare two different models. In the traditional model, the process is straightforward. Recruit an agent. Train the agent. The agent sells insurance. There's nothing wrong with that model. It's worked for decades. But it also places tremendous pressure on a single source of income. Now let's look at the RiskReady OS model. Recruit an agent. Certify the agent. The agent begins serving business owners, and multiple revenue opportunities emerge around that relationship. Notice the difference. The agent isn't simply selling a product. The agent is building an advisory practice. That distinction matters because advisors typically have more opportunities than product sellers. More opportunities often lead to greater income stability. Greater income stability often leads to better retention.
and better retention creates stronger organizations. From an IMO perspective, the question is not whether insurance remains important. Of course it does. The question is whether agents should have more opportunities available to them. RiskReady OS creates those opportunities. And when agents have more ways to succeed, organizations often become stronger as a result. Insurance remains the foundation. Let me say that again. Insurance remains the foundation. Everything we're discussing today is built on top of that foundation, not in place of it. However, one of the challenges many professionals face is dependence on a single revenue stream. When business slows, income slows. When production slows, income slows. And that creates uncertainty. RiskReady OS introduces additional opportunities around the existing business. Consulting revenue, subscription revenue, funding-related revenue, credit-related revenue, artificial intelligence-related revenue, marketplace revenue. Each one represents an opportunity to create value for clients while potentially generating additional income. The objective is not to replace insurance. The objective is to reduce dependence on a single source of income. Diversification creates resilience. It creates flexibility. And it creates additional opportunities for growth. For agents, that means more stability, more opportunities, and potentially greater long-term success. For IMOs, it means stronger agent engagement and improved retention potential. Because when professionals have more ways to win, they often have more reasons to stay.
Everything we've discussed leads to a new type of professional: the certified RiskReady OS consultant. This is not about replacing the insurance professional. It's about expanding their capabilities. Today's business owners need more than products. They need advisors who can help them identify risks, evaluate opportunities, and navigate growth challenges. That's exactly where the certified RiskReady OS consultant fits. Each consultant receives certification, platform access, assessment tools, a business development framework, referral opportunities, and access to capital readiness infrastructure. More importantly, they receive a new market position. Traditionally, an agent is viewed primarily as an insurance professional. The certified RiskReady OS consultant expands that identity. They become an insurance professional, a business consultant, and a capital readiness advisor. That positioning changes the conversation. Instead of starting with products, the conversation starts with business challenges. Instead of focusing only on policies, the focus shifts toward outcomes. Helping businesses become stronger. Helping businesses become more prepared. Helping businesses become more valuable. For business owners, that creates a more valuable advisor relationship. For consultants, it creates more opportunities to serve. And for insurance marketing organizations, it creates a more capable and differentiated agent force. The answer is simple. The future belongs to organizations that create more value per client, more income opportunities per agent, better retention, and stronger differentiation. Let's start with client value. Business owners increasingly need support that extends beyond insurance. Organizations that can address more of those needs create deeper and more durable client relationships. Next is agent income. When agents have access to multiple opportunities instead of a single source of revenue, they become more resilient and more productive. Then comes retention, one of the industry's biggest challenges. When agents can create more value and generate more income, they often have more reasons to remain engaged. And finally, differentiation. The insurance industry is crowded. Products are often similar. Compensation structures are often similar. Recruiting messages are often similar. Differentiation increasingly comes from infrastructure and capability. RiskReady OS provides an additional infrastructure layer that helps agents grow beyond insurance alone, not by replacing insurance, but by expanding what is possible around it.
The organizations that thrive over the next decade may not simply be those that recruit the most agents. They may be the organizations that help their agents become the most valuable. Throughout this presentation, we've discussed recruiting, retention, revenue diversification, marketing infrastructure, capital readiness, and business client opportunities. But ultimately, this entire presentation comes down to a single question. What would it mean for your organization if your agents had more reasons to stay, more ways to earn, and more opportunities to serve business owners? What would happen if your organization could create more value per client, more opportunity per advisor, and stronger long-term relationships across the board? Those are important questions, because the answers may define the future growth of your organization. We are currently seeking a select group of founding RiskReady OS insurance marketing organization partners. Organizations that recognize the marketplace is changing. Organizations that understand business owners increasingly need broader support. And organizations that want to provide their agents with more opportunities to grow, serve, and succeed. As a founding RiskReady OS partner, potential benefits include new revenue streams, agent differentiation, business client acquisition opportunities, capital readiness services, subscription revenue, and long-term residual income opportunities. But perhaps the greatest benefit is positioning. Positioning your organization as more than an insurance distribution platform. Positioning your agents as more than producers. Positioning your business as a modern advisory ecosystem designed to help business owners solve larger challenges. Because when you help clients build stronger businesses, you create stronger relationships. And stronger relationships create more opportunities.